navigating the economy amid volatile oil prices.
These uncertain economic times require cautious and practical decisions.
Why the province is choosing to stay the course.
Because they're afraid to come in because of the disorder that's happening outside.
What area residents and businesses say is behind an influx of homelessness and addicts in Sonulta. And warriors on two wheels.
Nothing beats spending time on a bike.
Willingly trying to cycle every stretch of Calgary Road.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla DiGiuseppe.
Good evening. Alberta's budget may be getting an early boost from high oil prices, but the finance minister isn't rethinking the fiscal plan. That's despite another province reversing its course on its budget just days after tabling it. But economists say the resource volatility could be good news for Alberta's outlook in the medium term. Here's Jordan Canagan.
Alberta's finance minister is standing firm when asked whether changes to his deficit and tax-heavy budget are coming.
No, we tabled this budget knowing this would be, an uncertain year, much like the year previous.
The uncertainty has arrived with the price of oil on a wild ride globally. Budget 2026 is built off oil sitting around $60 per barrel for the year. West Texas Intermediate already soared past $100 before scaling back to the mid-80s.
The market expects oil prices to fall, not them staying at $85 per barrel. But even where futures markets are currently headed, we're kind of in the ballpark of what you would need for a balanced budget, which is in the mid-70s per barrel.
It would be a big swing from a $9.4 billion deficit, but while Nova Scotia has backed off of budget cuts due to backlash,
Nova Scotians have spoken clearly. Many people told us that they were worried about certain parts of the budget.
Alberta is moving ahead, including introducing legislation Tuesday to increase the tourism levy from 4% to 6%.
Given that affordability is a challenge, anything that makes travel less affordable for visitors, is not great for the tourism economy as a whole.
Every dollar change from $60 WTI means a $680 million swing in Alberta's budget. Because of that sensitivity, the budget boss says they need to stay the course.
We're committed to having conservative forecasts, doing the right thing in surplus, and riding out the bad years.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
A campaign to recall Alberta's premier has failed. It was one of more than 20 recall petitions against members of the UCP government. They were launched late last year, and many focused on the government's use of the notwithstanding clause to force teachers back to work. Others say it was because representatives were hard to reach or dismissive of their concerns. Petitioners get 3 months to collect signatures that equal 60% of the total votes cast in their constituency. Smith's recall collected about 2,300 signatures. The organizer of this one says it achieved what it set out to do.
This was never about the signatures. This was about starting a conversation. And we did that. We started a conversation, not just within our community, but within our province. And lo and behold, within our whole country, it started a conversation. Conversation was a call for humanity and accountability, and in that we hit the jackpot.
There are only 5 petitions left to work through the process, including one against an Edmonton NDP MLA. A bomb threat at a High River High School today forced the evacuation of over 500 students, staff, and teachers. Just after the lunch hour, Mounties surrounded Notre Dame Collegiate School following school administration receiving the threat. About 550 people inside the school were safely moved to a nearby golf course. Mounties did not say where the threat originated from or who made it. The bomb squad and 2 sniffer dogs spent hours inside the school. Students thought they were being evacuated for a fire drill. Then they were dismissed for the day.
I can connect the dots after there's police cars and stuff and a bunch of firefighters. It's probably something dangerous, but if they have all of us out here, I don't think it'd be a shooting or something, probably be a bomb threat.
I was kind of shocked because I was never thought that happened. I was Also kind of worried because like I left my stuff in there, so I don't want it to explode.
I was weirded out, like almost kind of thing, and like mysterious and scared.
Earlier this evening, RCMP finished their search and confirmed that no explosive devices were located. Mounties say the school is cleared to reopen. 3 pedestrians were hurt in as many collisions today. In one incident, an 18-year-old was seriously hurt after he was struck while changing a tire. Police say the man was in the left eastbound lane of Nose Hill Drive near Tuscany Hill when he was hit just before 9 a.m. He remains in hospital in serious but stable condition. The driver of the other vehicle stayed on scene. Police say the actions of bystanders may have also helped save the man's life.
After the collision, there were a few bystanders that were able to stop and provide aid to the 18-year-old male. And that definitely had an effect on the survivability.
Speed has been ruled out, but police are looking into whether sun glare played a role. They say someone facing a mechanical issue or a flat tire should pull over to the shoulder before doing work or stay in their car until more help arrives. In the Northeast, a woman was rushed to hospital in serious condition after being struck by a vehicle in a Costco parking lot. It happened just before noon, just off 32nd Street. And a child was hurt in a hit and run. It happened this morning on Taradale Drive in the Northeast when the child was crossing the street. They were taken to hospital with a leg injury. Investigators are still looking for the driver. And there was a similar hit and run nearby just last month. Police have released this photo of a woman believed to be driving an SUV that hit a child in a crosswalk. It happened on February 10th at the intersection of Taradale Drive and Falcon Ridge Boulevard Northeast. The woman got out of her vehicle, spoke to the child, then drove away. Businesses along a stretch of 10th Avenue Southwest in Sonulta say social disorder in the area is driving away customers. As Kevin Green reports, those businesses say the problem seems to stem from one particular spot.
On a trip down 10th Avenue in Sonulta on any given day, you'll find emergency crews working to revive an overdose victim on the street, while others stumble around bent over in a drug-induced haze.
Businesses are closing, things are falling apart. They're forgetting about the homeless. They're literally just forgetting about them. And they're pooling, and that to me is a problem.
People in the area say the homeless and addicted are pooling around one business, the ERX Pharmacy. It's been here 3 years, but changes in Calgary's drug treatment network have driven clients with addictions here to the point that now it accounts for almost all of its practice. Clients told CTV they come here every day for a dose of methadone. Methadone's a medication used to help people get off opioids.
It's because they have a coffee shop in the back and they don't mind us hanging out here. When you're homeless and you're trying to get off this stuff, everybody's like, move along, you can't hang out. So it's somewhere we can hang out and socialize without being harassed.
Nearby businesses say it's driving away clientele.
My patients, they are sometimes scared. In fact, I have had patients cancel their appointment when they arrive because they're afraid to come in because of the disorder that's happening outside.
Other businesses say they're tired of watching fights on the street and cleaning garbage and feces up from around their buildings.
Lots of people passed out to the point where they honestly look dead. And when they finally do get up, it's kind of shocking that they get up.
Police say they've stepped up patrols in the area, and the ward councillor says he's exploring options to try and solve the social disorder problem plaguing 10th Avenue Southwest.
We can work with those that business and the surrounding businesses to see if there's some changes we can make that would decrease the intensity of that problem.
The owner of the pharmacy did not want to be interviewed on camera, but told CTV he believes he's supplying a necessary service to his clients and says he's doing everything he can, including hiring security, to keep the street safe. He says the real root of the problem, in his opinion, is a lack of facilities for Calgary's unhoused population. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. March always promises to have a lot of snow, and so far we're pretty much on track.
We are on track. March has been interesting, and tomorrow will be interesting, and I want to give you a heads up on all this because it's going to start out quite nice, and it will be hard to believe what's on our doorstep. All right, -9 is the wind chill for the morning hours when off to work and school, so a little bit of a chilly start. Lots of sunshine, though, that will continue for much of the day. By the noon hour, we should reach our high of 2 degrees, and then after that, the clouds will increase. The winds will start gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. We have a small chance of flurries in the afternoon hours, but the huge chance of more significant snow is Wednesday night through Thursday, and we are looking at over 10 centimeters, certainly possible. We'll talk more about this coming up.
All right, Danielle, thank you. A strong start for day one of new water restrictions, with Calgarians coming under the targeted threshold. 496 million litres of water was used yesterday, which falls within the city's safe and sustainable green zone. The restrictions are to accommodate repairs on the Bearspaw feeder main while work continues in unison on a replacement pipe. Today, the first section of the old pipe was fully drained and excavation began near Sarcee Trail and Point McKay Park. Outdoor water use is not allowed, and residents are encouraged to conserve for at least the next 3 weeks. A water main break, however, in the southwest didn't help matters. The line ruptured on Haddon Road in Haysboro around 5:30 a.m. The fire department says initial attempts to shut the water off were unsuccessful, and 2 homes' basements flooded. Well, still to come, the University of Calgary's E. coli protocol that prevented the worst case outcomes during an unprecedented E. coli outbreak in our city. How the university's newly published findings could set a global standard.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The University of Calgary is sharing its E. coli protocol with the medical world after dozens of children were hospitalized from an outbreak in 2023. The findings from its research were published in the JAMA Network Open, with the hope it becomes a global standard for care. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
As a parent, it's your absolute worst nightmare.
It's hard for Kierley Hull to look back at these pictures of her daughter Audrey at the Children's Hospital in 2023. At 14 months old, she developed serious complications from a daycare E. coli outbreak.
During her hospitalization, she had some kidney issues, kidney failure, she had a seizure. She spent 6 weeks in the Children's Hospital, and then every day since she has had to take medication.
Hank, her son, also suffered from E. coli poisoning but made a full recovery. Over 400 people were diagnosed with E. coli linked to the outbreak, according to the province. The university says about 40 were hospitalized, 21 developed a serious complication known as hemolytic uremic syndrome, or HUS, and 9 needed dialysis. Luckily, no one died. Medical staff at the University of Calgary believe it's because of the optimized protocol or pathway that they developed over decades of research. Once E. coli is confirmed through stool samples, daily monitoring includes urine and blood tests to check for HUS.
What we've come to realize is, number one, we can identify signs of evolving hemolytic uremic syndrome or complications before they manifest clinically, before parents are aware of them, before children complain about things. And then we've also learned that if children are dehydrated when they develop hemolytic uremic syndrome, they are more likely to need dialysis and more likely to die.
Through this proactive technique, cases of severe complications were 50% lower than expected for an outbreak of this scale.
What was remarkable about this outbreak is we had a large number of cases and probably one of the largest outbreaks ever reported, and we had 0 fatalities, which is very unusual for an outbreak this size.
The report was published in the medical journal JAMA Network Open, and doctors hope it sets a global standard for care. As for Hull, she couldn't be more grateful.
My opinion is that if that hadn't been for that pathway, the outcome for my daughter and a few of the other families would have been very different, and that could have included the deaths of our children.
Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Fueling Mines, which provided snacks and meals to children at several daycares, was fined $10,000 after pleading guilty to 4 offenses relating to the company's failure to have a catering license. The province also made a number of recommendations to improve food services and increase safety inspections as a result of the outbreak. The social media platform TikTok will be allowed to continue operating in Canada after agreeing to enhance security for users and to invest in the country's cultural sector. In 2024, the federal government ordered the Chinese-owned app to take its business out of the country because of national security risks. However, Ottawa never banned the platform. A federal court reversed the order in January and called for another review. Ottawa now says TikTok can keep its business here. The dangers of going online have only been exacerbated by social media, and for kids, it's a perilous playground. Now, the federal government is eyeing a ban on social media for youth. Tyler Barrow has more.
Worry for parents never wavers. With the advent of social media, many are fearful of a platform they didn't have as a kid.
It allows kids to be a different person without having to see emotions from other people. So cyberbullying.
Charbonneau's 11-year-old daughter isn't on social media. Even if she wanted to, soon she might not be able. The federal government is considering a social media ban for kids.
I think it's a really good idea.
Australia recently made it illegal for children under the age of 16 to have accounts on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, and other social media sites. And if the bans are broken, it's the social media companies that are fined. Australia wants the tech companies to take reasonable steps to keep kids off their platforms. Tools include multiple age assurances, ID checks, or face and voice recognition. Ottawa says many options are on the table. These grade 12 students think a ban could be helpful for younger kids.
It puts you in a different mindset of just like looking for followers and stuff when you shouldn't be too worried about that when you're younger.
Protect younger people and their minds and keep them away from all the anxiety and whatnot that comes with social media.
One expert sees minimal upside to teenagers using social media.
I think it's had a horrible effect on kids' mental health. They're not learning social skills. They're not having real-time conversations. They're not outdoors or engaging in other play, real play.
Social media can also be dangerous. The Canadian Centre for Child Protection received more than 14,000 sextortion reports dating back to 2020, but that's only victims who came forward. Another children's advocacy group says there is an urgent need to introduce online safety legislation. It wants online gaming and AI included as well.
Youth are facing really grave threats right now to their mental health and well-being. We're seeing their childhood being radically transformed, even from the early years.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, we reached out to Meta, Instagram, and Facebook parent company, and we have yet to hear back in time for our deadline. Well, just ahead on CTV News, Danielle Savoni has your weather details and, of course, a return to winter once again. It is March after all. Snowy conditions Wednesday evening, which could make the drive into work Thursday a tricky one.
All right, temperatures were mild today. It was quite a nice day in the city. Lots of sunshine, a lot of melting going on. Windy a little bit at times. Now, tomorrow will be another really nice day for the most part, but by the early afternoon hours, things will start to change, and we have a significant snowfall on the way once again. It is March, our snowiest month. All right, looking at daytime highs for today. -2 is the high in Banff, 1 in Calgary and Milk River, 2 in Lethbridge, 4 in Brooks, and 3 in Medicine Hat. Radar and satellite, nothing going on right now. We did have some isolated flurries down QE2 through Calgary towards Lethbridge today. Nothing significant. Again, the significant one is Wednesday night. So let me show you that on the Futurecast here. You can see even overnight, we're going to get some snowfall building into the mountains. For tomorrow, for much of the day, again, sunshine for the morning, clouds increasing in the afternoon hours. And then by 9 p.m., we'll have some really heavy snow in the mountains. And then by about 11:30, it will shift into Calgary, down QE2, Highway 2, over to Lethbridge, and even start to push towards Medicine Hat. We're looking at decent totals with this because this will be consistent all Wednesday night and then on and off through Thursday. Now, in the far south, because temperatures will get closer to that freezing mark in the afternoon hours, we're looking at rain switching into freezing rain and then back into snow. So a little bit of everything. And in all of these communities, again, we had a lot of melting going on That's all going to freeze, and then we get that fresh snow on top of it. So very slippery and treacherous conditions, sidewalks and roads Wednesday night and through Thursday. This should clear out early Friday morning, as you can see here. Looking at amounts, that's just to give you an idea of what's expected. You can look generally from Red Deer down to High River, about 10 to 15 centimeters possible. A little higher towards Canmore and Banff, where closer to 20 centimeters is possible. And further to the south, a little less. 5 to 10 centimeters, Pincher Creek, Lethbridge, Tabor, Medicine Hat, and Brooks. All right, longer range forecast for Calgary. 2 degrees is our high for tomorrow. That will be around the noon hour. Then the clouds will increase. The winds will start gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour. We may get a few flurries late in the afternoon, but the significant snow is Wednesday night through Thursday. 3 to 5 centimeters expected Wednesday night and another 5 to 10 on Thursday. You can also see cooler temperatures. -3 is the high for Thursday. Will be below freezing for the rest of the week as well. And another less significant snowfall expected for Saturday.
All right, Danielle, thank you. Coming up, the ultimate Calgary road trip on 2 wheels. Next, we meet a group of cyclists committed to covering every inch of road and pathway. Members of a dedicated group of cyclists are committed to covering every part of Calgary. They take different routes all the time, logging every street and path they venture down. Kevin Fleming has more.
He's been cycling his whole life and enjoys recording some of his commutes. Inderpreet Kong has ridden close to half of the city.
Calgary has about 8,500 plus where you can take your bike. And this is all set in stone with the OpenStreetMap, and the Wanderer app is linked to that.
Kong is one of the members of the Calgary Wanderers who stay off highways and freeways but concentrate on community roads and pathways.
That's not about the exercise. I think it's a lifestyle. You know, I highly encourage everybody, to bike. It just brings, me to myself when I bike.
David Schomber has the highest percentage of the city covered on 2 wheels. He was up to 93%, but because the city's always expanding, he dropped down a point. Now he wants to make that up.
I feel good. I'm healthy. I'm 73 years of age, and I can still do 100K on a good day. Not as many days anymore like that, but I think it's just the health aspect.
John Fransky has ridden every day since Christmas Day 2022 and enjoys the challenge of covering every Calgary road and pathway.
I was a Pac-Man guy as a kid, right? And literally when you're riding around with your phone in the hand, chasing the red new roads to ride, it literally is like playing Pac-Man. I have found myself going wah, 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 wah a couple of times, and I do have a chuckle.
Ron McMahon says the group doesn't ever ride together because they're all at different stages of their journey.
We get together once or twice a year just on a social basis and have a few brews and just talk and share what we're doing with our riding, celebrate our achievements, our accomplishments and our advancements, and talk about things that we see or do.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Those are nice. The Calgary Wanderers are encouraging more riders to sign up for the challenge, and we've got more information on our website. All right, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you soon. Have a good night.